He's a household gnome. What could possibly go wrong?
Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, and welcome to our Paws on Animation and Paws on Netflix segment.
And today we're covering the brand new Wallace and Gromit movie, Vengeance Most Fowl.
Yes, and we're so excited to see it and now to talk about it.
Yes.
Wallace invents a robotic garden gnome, Norbot, because he wants to help Gromit, his dog. He ends up creating a business, hiring it to work in people's gardens. But you should know, with Wallace and Gromit, things aren't going to go the natural order of things.
Of course.
And it becomes hilarious and ridiculous at times.
Yeah. But before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and notifications on future podcasts and all about videos.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us, sharing our videos, and commenting, and joining us for these Paws on Netflix segments. We appreciate you so much.
Yes.
So for those of you not familiar with this particular movie, Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Fowl is the first movie that's come out for them since 2005.
Yes, with the Curse of the Were-Rabbit movie, which we loved.
Yes, it was released in 2024 in October on the 27th at the American Film Institute. And it was broadcast on BBC One in December of that year. Now, we just got to see it this year, coming out January 3rd on Netflix, and we're so grateful that we got to see it.
Right.
It runs 79 minutes. It's still another direction by Nick Park, the actual creator.
Right. And when this was first announced, I think early last year, everyone was really excited to finally see a new project from Artemis Studios come out. Because last thing we had was the Chicken Run sequel, which did sort of so-so on Netflix. So them announcing Wallace and Gromit, which was, I guess, the best they had out of all of their projects. Then people were really excited to see this, and considering it's supposed to be a sequel to one of their short films, The Wrong Trousers.
So, for those of you who may not know, quickly, Nick Park is the filmmaker, animator, and creator of Wallace and Gromit. He's had Creature Comforts, Wallace and Gromit, Chicken Run, Shaun the Sheep, Early Man. His work has been nominated for Academy Awards 6 times, and he's won 4. He won for Creature Comforts, The Wrong Trousers, A Close Shave, and Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, which he should have won.
Right. And with this, the best we could say, just first looking at it, it still looks like the same great stop-motion claymation from the original films. It's just a Netflix production. It still looks exactly the same as it does before. It doesn't miss a beat with the designs and everything. And we see that the voice actors they have in here were fantastic. And Ben Whitehead being the new voice of Wallace has gotten so good you almost can't even tell the difference of him and the original voice actor.
Yes, he is Ben Whitehead.
Yes.
He's absolutely perfect.
Yes.
And we appreciate that.
Yes.
Now, on to the movie itself. The plot.
Yes, which started off hilarious. Basically, Feathers McGraw is in prison. You actually see him in his little penguin handcuffs. And he's sentenced to life in prison in a zoo. And without saying anything, he wants revenge on Wallace and Gromit as he does his tough pull-ups as in the zoo as his face remains unchanged. It's the funniest thing to open up with. And basically, he was going to have the gnomes turn evil because there's an evil program sailing for some reason, and use them to only frame Wallace for being a crook and destroying property, but also making a makeshift submarine so he could escape the zoo and get back the diamond that he failed to get from the original short film.
Now, one thing that is apparent in here is that they really made an effort to have a more diverse Wallace and Gromit cast in terms of the characters and how they look.
Yes.
It was all throughout, and that's something that probably needs to be updated with today. And they did that, and you have to applaud them for recognizing that, knowing it, addressing it, and taking care of it. So I definitely want to speak that.
Right.
But one thing that starts to be a problem in this particular movie, and critics did point it out, is its extended runtime.
Yeah.
It was longer than the other movies. It should have stayed the same length
because
at points there's too much talking.
A lot.
There's just too much exposition.
Yeah, and that was one of the unfortunate misses for the movie, because we were used to not only just the short films but the Curse of the Were Rabbit film, where it's this really fast-paced action, laughs a minute, just crazy creative
Yes.
with how they do the chase scenes and everything. And some people have pointed this out that still enjoyed the movie but
Yes.
noticed there was a difference, was that you didn't really get that sort of creative slapstick and little jokes happening throughout the fight scenes and chase scenes.
And
it
the
was
cleverness.
just right. They were just straightforward chase scenes, little pauses to go to other characters. They kept going. There really wasn't anything they did, and that ended up being one of the flaws of the film.
I think on one hand, maybe they just wanted to give us more.
Yeah.
And I definitely appreciate that they wanted to give us a longer movie. Really, because you know how much we love it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
But I agree with critics that it suffered from it. Writing in The Guardian, Stuart Heritage called it a triumphant return, and it is.
Yes.
But he also feels the film does end up suffering a little, in part because of an extended runtime that renders it less densely packed with jokes
Yes.
and invention than we've become used to. It's also a bit too talky, robbing the pair of the easy international appeal they had when their dialogue was kept spare, unquote.
Right.
And I have to agree. It does affect the movie. And you don't walk away with that euphoric feeling you do with every single other Wallace and Gromit film you've watched.
Yeah.
Every time you've watched one of their films, you walk away happy and joyful and euphoric and just feeling like this is the greatest thing. Oh, I'm so glad I saw it. Thank you so much, Wallace and Gromit. We love you, Nick Park.
Yes.
With this one, I didn't walk away feeling like that. Don't at me. I'm not
Yeah.
telling you the movie is bad.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that magic that you're used to having for Wallace and Gromit is not in this movie. And
Yeah.
it could be just because there's been such a long break. And maybe that the momentum they had in creating all those different shorts in the movie has dissipated because of the long time it was away.
Yeah, 20 some years, is a long time to be gone, both for this and Chicken Run. And with this, I think it did affect it, because I did read that it was supposed to be a bit shorter. And people said maybe it should have been 40 minutes. And it turns out, yes, that was the original one time, but Netflix wanted something longer, so it felt like they had earned the subscription basically and earned the wait, make it like a nearly 90-minute film. So a lot of things took a while to progress because they had to stretch out plot lines. So yes, it was supposed to be a much shorter movie.
And now that you've said that, there are some scenes that you can kind of pick out and see that they were just added to extend the time. And I think if those scenes hadn't been added, then it probably would have had the probability of being a little more magical. Because you're sitting there and you're watching it, and some of these scenes go on, and you're thinking this could have been accomplished in a much shorter time, or the message could have been gotten, or oh man, they missed an opportunity. Why didn't they do that joke? Or, where's the cleverness? Or oh my gosh, how did they not do something with that when they've done it in every other movie?
And when they had Curse of the Were Rabbit, you can tell they jam-packed it with jokes and cleverness and humor, and they made it all fit in a longer runtime.
And one other thing, since you've mentioned that before we get to the short voice cast, is you were missing those little elements in the chase scenes where they would do just unexpected things, like in Were Rabbit, where Gromit takes out his little coin purse to put a coin in, because he and the other dog were like
running out of steam with
and he raised his elbows like, I don't have any money. So he takes his coin purse out and puts it in. There were little things in those scenes that are unexpected. In the chase scene, it was straightforward. And that was a disappointment because we were waiting for the funny. But it never came.
And that was the issue. And I think that was really the only large issue of the movie.
Absolutely. So let's quickly go through the voice cast. We mentioned Ben Whitehead as Wallace. He's actually been voicing Wallace in video games and commercials since 2008. As we said, he's done an excellent job taking over for Peter Sallis, who retired in 2010 and passed in 2017. Have Peter Kay as Chief Inspector Albert McIntosh, who returned for his role. We saw him in Curse of the Were Rabbit. Reese Shearsmith as Norbot, the smart gnome, and he also voiced the other gnomes as well. Lauren Patel as PC Mukherjee, Chief Inspector Alvin McIntosh's young protege.
Oh my gosh. Those were funny. All the names were great.
Diane Morgan is on your doorstep, a news reporter for the Up North News. And I kept laughing at the Up North News. Muzz Khan as Anton Deck, the news reader for the Up North News.
That's right.
His name is a pun on the English TV duo Ant and Dec.
Oh my god.
And the farmer from the Wallace and Gromit spinoff series, Sean the Sheep, makes a cameo, voiced by John Sparks, the Rascal Cop.
Yes.
Adoja Ando and Lenny Henry have cameo roles, as well as the judge and Mr. Convenience.
Yes.
So we're really happy that Wallace and Gromit has returned. We are fantastically happy, and we're looking forward to seeing more, hopefully shorter movies done by Aardman and Nick Park.
Yeah.
We are not disappointed. We just wanted it to be more magical and be more like the ones we enjoyed in the past. We are not dissing this movie, and it definitely was miles more fantastic than Chicken Run 2.
Yeah. Sorry if you like that movie.
Yeah. So if you've seen Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance is Most Fowl.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments. Did you watch it the day it came out like we did? Are you watching it now? Do you plan on watching it? Let us know. If you haven't seen it, it's available exclusively on Netflix.
Yes.
Go, give it a watch, come back, tell us what you think. And if you are Aardman fans and Nick Park fans and Wallace and Gromit fans, you owe it to them to watch this.
Yes.
No matter how you end up feeling at the end of it, we want to support them through every endeavor they make. Every film they make, we will always be Wallace and Gromit fans.
Right. And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates, boogie videos for your anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today for another Paws on Netflix segment. Look forward to many more coming out this year.
Yes.
We'll probably be doing about 3 a month. And we hope you enjoy some of the things we cover as much as we do. Yeah. And the ones we rag on, we hope you rag on as much as we do. Right. As always,
you are our specials. Thank you so much for watching Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
It's vengeance most foul.